Hello, I'm Steve Croft, and welcome to the CBS Evening News Online Edition. Just ahead, President Bush makes his first public comments since the collapse of that controversial ports deal. Jim Axelrod has the details. Also, we'll report on why going to the doctor may soon be little more than a mouse click away. And you've never heard music like the hip-hop violinist plays. He's your pick for this week's Assignment America. It's all starting now on the CBS Evening News Online Edition. Bob's off tonight. The deal is dead, but Congress is going ahead with plans to put a bullet in it anyway. The deal that would have given a company owned by the government of Dubai control of U.S. ports. And President Bush made his first public comments since the Arab company pulled out of the deal yesterday. CBS News Chief White House Correspondent Jim Axelrod begins our coverage. Jim?
Well, Steve, 24 hours later, President Bush is no longer focusing on the political issues raised by the ports deal. That's over, and he lost. Instead, he's expressing alarm at the chilling effect it could have on Arab investment here.
I'm concerned about a broader message this issue could send to our friends and allies around the world, particularly in the Middle East.
Rather than reach out to Congress, President Bush used his first public remarks on the deal's collapse to reach out to the people who gave him an out from a terrible political mess, the United Arab Emirates.
UAE is a valued and strategic partner. I'm committed to strengthening our relationship with the UAE and explaining why it's important to Congress and the American people.
The U.S. sells many more goods to the UAE than it buys from it. Take airplanes. Last November, the UAE signed a $9.7 billion contract with Boeing for 42 jets. But the president feels the UAE is much more than just a customer.
UAE is a committed ally in the war on terror. They are a key partner for our military in a critical region. Dubai services more of our military ships than any country in the world.
As for Congress, the attitude seems to be trust but verify. There's a vote scheduled next week to make sure the deal is dead. As one Republican tells CBS News, it's insurance. Steve?
Thanks, Jim. It was 130 years ago today that Alexander Graham Bell made the first telephone call. Soon people were using the phone to call their doctors, and it wasn't long before doctors were refusing to make house calls. Now, thanks to new advances in communications, they may not have to. Wyatt Andrews introduces you to telemedicine.
5-year-old Diamond Harrell has a sore throat at school today, but the nurse on duty is on TV.
Diamond, how are you?
And Diamond's checkup will happen on the internet.
When did your throat start hurting?
Nurse practitioner Cindy Ten Hoopen is miles away at the University of Rochester Medical Center. As her assistant works the stethoscope, Cindy, online, can review Diamond's heart rate, listen to her lungs, and study pictures of that sore throat.
It's just a little bit red.
It's called telemedicine, and it's the rage in Rochester. 11 daycare centers and 7 schools are connected to the university or to 10 doctor's offices around the city.
Your lungs sounded good, too.
It's another example of the blazing efficiency of the internet. Telemedicine is transforming the time-eating practice of going to the doctor's office because it's eliminating the go-to-the-office part. And who benefits most? Working parents like Beth Barrissey. When her son Jackson woke up with a reddish eye, she brought him to daycare, which has a telemed computer, and she was online with Cindy in 20 minutes.
What I'm going to do is prescribe some eye drops for him.
Is it important that you haven't burned a day of work doing this?
Yes, certainly. You know, we're both, we come from a two double working family, and it's very important that we don't miss a lot of work.
Telemedicine is not for serious illnesses, it's for the everyday sniffles. And so schools that have it say absences are down 60%.
Parents are readily seeking health care. Instead of hiding a ringworm under a long-sleeve shirt, they'll come right away and they'll say, "Can you do a telemedicine visit on this? I think my child might have ringworm."
It's almost like time travel. While we watched, patients beamed themselves into Cindy's online waiting room. But I beamed in at one point to ask if there wasn't something missing. Do you miss the actual hands-on part of medicine?
I have to say no. I can see the joy in their faces video conferencing.
Diamond, by the way, was fine and returned to class. Jackson, though, had an infection and was sent home, but not before his televised farewell.
Have a good day. Bye, Jackson.
Wyatt Andrews,
Bye.
CBS News, Rochester.
Have a good day.
Seems like there's music out there for every taste these days. Old categories like rock, pop, and jazz have splintered as new ones have appeared. But visitors to our website seem to want something really new, like a violinist playing hip-hop. So Steve Hartman went to San Francisco to check him out for tonight's Assignment America.
I can play for you.
When he wants, Daniel Bernard Romaine can play classical violin the classical way.
I don't know. I don't really do that so well.
Yeah, you don't choose to.
Yeah, I don't choose to, but if I go...
This is what gets his blood thumping.
Now, if Mozart heard you right now, do you think he'd like this, or would he be rolling over in his grave?
Oh, I think we'd be jamming together.
Really?
Yeah. I think the future of classical music is happening right now. Oh, hell, yeah, come.
We caught up with Daniel before a concert in San Francisco.
We're going to make some great music.
A show featuring the Del Sol String Quartet, Daniel's violin, of course, and a hip-hop artist named DJ Scientific.
This was like Sesame Street, one of these things doesn't belong.
Yeah.
DJ Scientific would be the guy that doesn't belong.
No, but see, that's 2006. A string quartet and a DJ? No, I say absolutely yes.
Yeah, we got to see this.
Daniel's fans range from 0-something to 70-something and represent just about every color in the light show. Still, I was skeptical. Classical and hip-hop are arch enemies. But somehow Daniel makes them not just get along, but hit it off.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Safe to say, classical music hasn't gone through this kind of renaissance since the Renaissance. And although some purists take issue, Daniel says, by and large, most classical fans are surprisingly hip to his hip-hop.
I loved it. I loved it.
You really
I thought
liked
it was
it.
fabulous.
You like the DJ part?
Yeah.
Whatever. You can't ignore the stimulation, and your heart is just beating in time with this music.
Wow. So you're going to go out and buy a 50 Cent album?
I already have some of his.
Daniel says his music is all about bridging differences. And no matter what your taste, you've got to like the sound of that.
Yeah.
If you'd like to hear more of his music, we've got it at cbsnews.com. And of course, while you're there, don't forget to cast your vote for next week's story. We could go inside the Elder Wisdom Circle, a group of seniors standing by, ready to be your go-to grandparents. They say they can answer all your questions about life, love, whatever. Or we could meet Kelsey. She's 11 years old, cute as a button, and seems completely selfless. Right now, she's leading a campaign to rebuild libraries lost to Hurricane Katrina. And oh yeah, she's legally blind. Or finally, maybe you'd like to meet America's top-ranked college debate team. Move over Harvard, here comes tiny Liberty University. So those are your choices. Right now, go to cbsnews.com, find that Assignment America icon, click on it, and cast your vote. The winning story airs right here next Friday night. And as always, please choose wisely. My career is in your hands.
More news stories are just a click away, but don't forget to join us on television for the on-air edition of the CBS Evening News. On Monday's broadcast, Taking Stock of the War. We begin a special week-long series, The War in Iraq, 3 Years and Counting. For CBSNews.com, I'm Steve Croft.